Welcome to Himani Coaching Center. We are committed to simplify concepts and amplify confidence of all the students who are watching our videos to learn maths, physics, and chemistry. So today we are going to discuss questions on competency focused practice questions from CBSE. Most of you would be aware from this year, the focus is on competency based questions. So, we are making this series to cover questions on competency based questions which are there in CBSE website. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon. Also, like the video and give your invaluable comments and share the video with at least 10 of your friends. Thank you. Now let us go to the question. Here the first question is asking us a pair of linear equation is shown below. So if you look, the pair of equation is k minus 1x plus y equals k plus 1. Second equation is k square minus 1x plus k plus 1y equals 1 minus k square. Now, if k is greater than 1, then how many solutions does this pair of equation have? Before we get into the question, let us understand what is the rule. So, if we get two linear equations, a1x plus b1y equals c1 and a2x plus b2y equals c2. So, what are the three rules? The first rule says if a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, then there is a unique solution. Okay, the lines are consistent and there is only one solution. Okay, understand a1 is coefficient of x, b1 is coefficient of y, c1 is constant in equation 1. Likewise, a2, b2 and c2 respectively are coefficient of x, coefficient of y and constant for equation 2. For the second condition we have if a1 over a2 equals b1 over b2, which is also equal to c1 by c2, then there are infinite solutions. Okay, let me correct the spelling of infinite. So there are infinite solutions. Again, the line equations are consistent. Okay, both the cases, these are consistent equation. In the third situation, if a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, but that is not equal to c1 by c2, then we say no solution. In fact, the lines are called inconsistent. In terms of graph, if we are drawing a graph, then what would happen? The two lines will intersect at one point. Okay, in the first case. Okay, in the first case, unique solution means both the lines will intersect only at one point, not more than one point. In the second situation, the lines will be on top of each other. Okay, therefore infinite solution. While in the third case, the lines are parallel to each other. That is why they will not meet and hence we say no solution. Okay, so this is the concept which we are going to use. Now let us look at this particular question and try solving the same. So if we look at a1 here, so if I want to do a1 by a2, what is a1 here? A1 is k minus 1 and what is a2? It is k square minus 1. So what have I done? I have done a1 by a2. Let us solve this. So k minus 1. Below is k square minus 1, which can be written as k square minus 1 square. So a square minus 1 b square is a plus b into a minus b. So we can get k plus 1 into k minus 1. And these two cut each other. So a1 by a2 is 1 over k plus 1. Now, what is b1 here? So we are given y. So b1 is just 1. So b1 by b2 is 1 over k plus 1, which gives me for now that a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2. Now we have to look at c1 and c2. Remember, for C1 and C2, they both should be on the same sides. Okay, either they are on left side of the equal to sign or right side, but both have to be on the same side. Here they are already on the same side. So C1 we are given is k plus 1, while C2 is 1 minus k square. So I can write it as 1 plus k. So C1 by C2 is 1 plus k over 1 minus k square. Again, 1 square minus k square can be written as, so 1 plus k over 1 plus k into 1 minus k. So we get 1 over 1 minus k. So what is happening? A1 by A2 equals B1 by B2, which is not equal to C1 by C2. So how many solutions this pair of equation have? No solution. Okay, that is the answer, because A1 by A2 equals B1 by B2, which is not equal to C1 by C2. Now, let us move to the next question. Again, students, you will observe these questions are a bit different than what you have been doing from the books, okay? Because here your knowledge is being tested, that how are you using the knowledge which you have acquired, okay? So there is, bit of the difference. So be aware of that. The questions and the concepts are same. Here we are given equation of line L1, L2 and L3 are given as 5x plus 3y equals 2p. So this is L1. Equation for L2 is 35x plus 21y equals PQ. And then equation for L3 is 100x plus 4qy equals 240. Okay. Now, where P and Q are real numbers, for what value of P and Q does the line L3 coincide with L1? Show your steps. Now, we just discussed for L1 and L3 to coincide, A1 by A2 has to be equal to B1 by B2, which should be equal to C1 by C2. Okay, because the lines are coinciding. There are infinite solution. Okay. Now let us look at L1 and L3. So for L1, A1 is what? 5. So we write 5. For L3, A2 is 100. So 5 by 100 should be equal to B1. B1 here is 3, coefficient of y. And B2 here is coefficient of y, which is 4q. Remember that. Because how do you find coefficient of y? Just remove y, whatever is left along with sign, that becomes coefficient. Okay, here it is plus 4q. So we don't write plus, but that's taken for granted. But remember that if it was minus, we would have taken minus. Okay. Now C1 and C2 both are on the same side. So just write C1 is given to us as 2p, while C2 is 240. So in order to find P and Q, what should we do? See, we can write 5 by 100 equals 3 over 4Q. 5 by 100 is what? 1 over 20. So this becomes 4Q equals 3 times 20, or Q equals 3 times 20 by 4, and hence Q is 15. Okay. So we get value of Q as 15. I pause the video and note this down. Now let us go to the uh, next step of finding P. Again, what we will do, 5 by 100, which is 1 by 20, is equal to 2P over 240. So what will happen? So 240 by 20 equals 2P. Okay. So 2p equals 12. P equals 12 by 2, which is 6. So now we have got p's value also as 6. Now we are done with first part of the question. Now the second part says, for the values of p and q found in question 1, are the lines L1 and L2 parallel? So what is this condition for parallel line? A1 by A2 should be equal to B1 by B2, which should not be equal to C1 by C2. Let us try that now. We know the value of P and Q, and they are asking for L1 and L2. So we will have to focus on this line L1 and L2. So let us check 5 by 35 is A1 by A2, okay, which is giving us 1 by 7. Let us find B1 by B2 as well, which is 3 over 21, which is also 1 by 7. So A1 by A2 equals B1 by B2. Now let us check C1 by C2. So C1 by C2 is 2 times P, so 2 times 6 over here C2 is PQ, which is 15 times 6. So we get 2 by 15. So what are we finding? We are finding that A1 by A2 equals B1 by B2, which is not equal to C1 by C2. Therefore, the lines are parallel. And this is how we will explain in the exam. Now, this question again is testing the knowledge which you have acquired about parallelograms in class ninth. Okay. And see, whatever you have learned in class ninth, like in circles, you have learned about chords. So, and in quadrilaterals, parallelogram, triangles, everything you should know while solving questions here. Okay. So the question here is asking us below there is a parallelogram with angle ABC as 70. This angle is 70 degree. Find the value of x and y. Show your steps. Now see, if you know the property of parallelogram, what are the property of parallelogram? Diagonally opposite angles are equal. Diagonally opposite angles are equal. That's one property. Also, adjacent angles are supplementary. So this is property 1. Property 2 is adjacent angles are supplementary. What does supplementary mean? They add up to 180 degree. Now let us look at B and C. They are adjacent angle. So we can say angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Therefore 70 plus 5x equals 180 degree. 70 goes to the other side, becomes minus 70. 5x equals 180 minus 70, which is 110. And x equals 110 by 5. Okay. So x value is 22 degree. Okay. So now see, this angle is 110. Correct? Because we just found that this angle is 110. Sorry. Now angle C and angle A would be equal. So let us do that. Okay. So we know x is 22. We will use that. So we can say that 2x plus y equals 5x and x is 22. So 2 times 22 is 44 plus y, and here it is 110. So y equals 110 minus 44. So 110 minus 40 is 70. 70 minus 4 is 66 degree, and that is how we show the working. Again, it's a linear equation question, but you are tested on your knowledge about parallelograms. Okay. Now let us look at the last question for this video. It says Anisha lives 15 km away from her school. She walks to the bus stop and takes a bus to school every day. If she goes to the nearest bus stop, she needs to walk for 3 km and cover the rest by bus. That means if total she is covering 15 km, out of that 3 km she walks, then 12 km she has covered by bus. And all of this takes 1.5 hours. Now, if she walks to a bus stop further away, she needs to walk for 5 km, cover the rest by bus. So now rest would be what? 15 minus 5, so 10 km by bus. This takes her 2 hours. Frame equations and solve them to find the average speed Anisha walks at. as well as the average speed of the bus. Show your steps. So students, remember, we know that speed equals distance upon time. Speed is rate of change of distance. So speed equals distance upon time. And from here we can also say time is equal to distance divided by speed. So we have to use this equation. Time is given by distance divided by speed. Now let us take case 1. Okay, and before we take, see, we are supposed to find the speed at which she is walking and speed of the bus. So let us say we will assume that let Anisha speed of walking be x kilometer per hour. Okay, and let speed of bus be y kilometer per hour. Now let us take case 1. We have to find total time she is taking. So understand, she is walking for 3 kilometer. So what would be the time taken by her for walking? It would be 3 by x, because she walked 3 kilometer at a speed of x kilometer per hour. So she took 3 by x hour walking, and then she covered 12 kilometer distance by bus. What is the speed of bus? Y kilometer per hour. So time taken by bus would have been 12 upon y, and this total time, okay, is equal to 1.5. So we can write this down as 3 by x plus 12 by y equals, in order to remove the decimal, I will just multiply both with 10. So 15 by 10, which is 3 by 2. So that is our first equation. Okay. Now let us look at case 2. Here we are told that if she walks to the other bus stand, she has to walk for 5 kilometers. Now if she is walking for 5 kilometers, time taken by her would be 5 by x for walking, and then she traveled rest by bus. So bus would have taken what time? 10 by y. And what is that time equal to? 2. Okay, so we have got two equations, and now we are supposed to solve these. Okay, so I would want you to pause the video and note these steps, because I will erase this and then do the working further. Now students, let us put these equations here and try solving. So see, we have to solve this equation. So we will do what? We will say let 1 by x be equal to a and 1 by y be equal to b. Then this equation will reduce to what? It will become 3a plus 12b, which is equal to 3 by 2. Okay. And second equation will become 5a plus 10b, which is equal to 2. Now, in order to simplify, what we can do, just cross multiply with 2. So you will get what? 2 times 3a becomes 6a. 2 times 12b becomes 24b, which is equal to 3. Now, we want to solve these equations. So you would have learned elimination or substitution. Whichever way you are comfortable, you can solve that. So let me solve this by elimination. What will I do? Let us say I want to get rid of a. So what should I do? Multiply equation 1 by 6 and equation 2 by 5. Let me use a different color. So if I do that, 6 times 5 gives me 30a plus 60b, which is equal to 12. Then second equation, 30a plus 120b equals 15. Now both the signs of coefficient of a both are positive, so in order to solve I will have to subtract. So I will do minus. So sign change for everything. And this is one word of advice to all the students: always look at the coefficients before you decide what will you do. If the coefficients are same, we subtract, then subtraction sign change below that line to avoid mistakes. And if the coefficients are opposite, then we simply add. Now 30a minus 30a is 0, plus 60 minus 120 is minus 60b, and plus 12 minus 15 is minus 3. So b equals minus 3 over minus 60, which gives us 1 over 20. Okay, so 1 over 20 is b. Now we have to find what is A. Okay, so for A, let us go to this equation. Okay, so I will write 5A plus 10 times B, which is 1 by 20, which is equal to 2. So this becomes 1 by 2. 5A equals 2 minus half. You can do LCM into 2 here, into 2 here, so you get 3. 2 2s are 4 minus 1, 3 by 2, and you get A equals 3 by 10. Okay, because 5A is equal to 3 by 2 and A equals 3 by 10. Now we have to find the x and y. So what we will do, 1 by y equals b. So what is b? It is 1 by 20. So we will say 1 by 20 is equal to b. Okay. So 1 by y, and therefore y equals 20 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now this is speed of the bus. Similarly, we know 1 by x equals a. So 1 by x is equal to 3 by 10, and x would be what? Reciprocal of that. So 10 by 3 kilometer per hour. You can solve 10 by 3, you will get some 3.33 kilometer per hour. Okay. So students, this is how you will do questions where your competency is being tested. Okay. Pay attention to the basics. Remember, whatever you have learned in class ninth or whatever you have learned till class ninth is also being tested. Okay. Sometimes students get confused because you would be given a circle and then there would be some properties of chords. So you are supposed to know these. Okay. Again, a request to all of you, please share this video with your friends and help me spread word. Also, do watch this video again and again and practice these questions yourself. That's very, very important. Unless you are practicing, see, watching this video and watching me do this will not help you. You have to take paper, pen, and solve it yourself. Okay, chalo, bye for now. Thank you.